Morning, y'all. Back on my bullshit. So this is going to be a short one. I got a story for Linda, which isn't the story that I have not gotten clearance for. So hopefully we'll come back to that story. But I have a WACH FOX 57 story, and I like pointing. It's my thing. I don't know. It's rude. Talking with my hands. Whatever. So the WACH FOX 57 story. But I wanted to tell you that today new Beatles music is out. They remastered a bunch of stuff. Go look at it on streaming, but more importantly, go visit my child at Papa Jazz Music and check it out. They have a box set out that comes out today, so go check that out. That's continuing the theme of like simple lyrics and killer melodies. Nobody needs to tell anybody, unless they've been under a rock or they completely just listen to Nickelback all the time, that the Beatles were amazing with melodies and still are. McCartney's still good. Obviously not as good as the Beatles, but say la vie. La vie. Anyway, so here's the story. Short, I got to get into work. So I used to work at night when I worked at WACH FOX 57, and I worked from like basically 3 to 11 because the room I edited in wasn't available during the day because other people were in there. And this is back in the day of tapes. I was a movie editor there. I basically watched movies for a living and would break them up in pieces so you could watch them on TV with commercials. So I would be in that room watching movies and stuff. And then the only other person that was there was what's called the master control operator, who keeps the station on the air. They run tape. They run all the, syndicated programs, Seinfeld, Martin, all that stuff. They're catching satellite feeds of those shows coming in. They're entering commercials. And they're at a little board and they're making sure stuff transitions from one program to the other, commercials, whatever. All that was done and it wasn't automated. You could do some automation a little bit back in the day, but for the most part, you needed that human there to sit there and run the station. So my boss, Lee, rest his soul, would call me and ask me how I was doing. Hey, how's it going? This, that, and the other. I think maybe he would check in with the master control operator because we are both in operations. So he would check with me, see how things were going. He said, I don't care what you're doing. It was the best thing. He always would call me in the evening and say, I don't care, what you're doing, as long as you get your work done. Just make sure everything's into Lisa, or all your promos are done for Ted. I don't care. You can do what you want. So it was super chill there. So that was kind of like almost the second shift, I guess, 3 to 11. And then at some point I would go over to WIS and run the teleprompter for the news program, come back, kind of button some things up and go. So, I'm sure on this particular night, Lee called me, talked to me or whatever. And I'm pretty sure it was after I left. So later in the night or earlier in the morning, like 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock. There's obviously a hotline for people engineering to call into master control. And so there's a phone in that room. So apparently the next day I find out that the unnamed master control operator who was there let the show go to black. So Lee or one of the engineers, I guess, had called, didn't get him, or had the TV on. A lot of people that are in radio operations and TV operations, they've got that station going in the background. So if it were to go down, they hear the silence. They're like, what's going on? TV, radio, it's the thing. So I guess at some point, Lee or one of the engineers here's the station go silent, or as they say, go to black and not come back. So they're calling master control. They're not getting anything. So they come in, and this particular master control operator is asleep under the board. Needless to say, he did not have a job after that, because it was in black for a long time until they came and found him asleep. Anyways, be well to each other. fucking do what I said about gratitude and go thank somebody. And you guys have a great fucking day. Bye.